Hello, friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven, Jacqui Brugliera, and Mike Schneider. You know it's my intro voice when everyone sits up in attention. I say, hello, friends, and I just saw Jacqui and... Yes, John kind of straightened their backs out a little bit.
You say hello, friends. I start looking around and go, where?
I was waiting for a British accent.
I was going to say, I thought we'd get a bit of a
yeah.
I, you know what, would lose a lot of British listeners, English listeners.
I can hear Ray. Hello.
No, I was thinking about it and then I decided not to do that. We are in London. As discussed, as talked about the last few episodes, we finally made it here to the UK and couldn't have had a better first 3 days in this country, in this city. It's been really exciting. Jacqui and I were in the cab over here, and I should note that we are in the offices of Trip,
Yes.
in Notting Hill, and on the cab ride over,
Beautiful
Jacqui,
offices of Trip.
it's gorgeous. Yeah. We were like the first couple days we were here feel like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it feels like a marathon. We're
Yeah.
like, it's only Wednesday. Feels like it's been a week and a half.
Day one felt
We
like
packed it in.
96 hours.
Yeah.
Totally.
Jacqui, what day is it? I kept asking Jacqui, what day is it?
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
keep checking my phone. I have no idea.
I mean, it's hard to believe I landed at 7 a.m. on Monday, and then it's 3:40 p.m. here recording London time, and I'm just like, no, I landed like 3-4 weeks ago at least because there's just so much packed in.
But you went right into it. You landed and then you were on the road. We were hitting markets.
We were. I tried to sleep for like a half an hour, and Jacqui was just like, get up, you
whipping you.
lazy bum. We have things to do, and things we did.
Jackie's a bit of a Sherpa.
Yeah.
Gotta keep you online.
Well, it was great because you mapped out a bunch of places that we had to stop by and visit. And of course, the first one was Sainsbury's. Is it Sainsbury's or Sainsbury?
I don't
Berries.
know.
Yeah, is it
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's? I hate when people...
Sainsbury.
Sainsbury. I hate when people... This is a pet peeve of mine.
Is
When
there an
people put
apostrophe S at the end? I don't even know.
When
What?
people put a possessive on things that don't need a possessive. Like if someone's saying like, I don't know, I'm going to Burger King's.
The Latif.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm cringing right now. It makes me so mad. Yeah. Anyway, we went to Sainsbury or Sainsbury's, one of the two. Interesting. I mean, I feel like...
I hate when that happens, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Berries.
Yeah. I feel like what we saw at that retailer was very British. I feel like it was a very different kind of grocery store than the ones we typically see in the United States. A lot of products, I'd say 99% of the products there are ones that I haven't seen before.
Oh, right.
Some brands, but like products.
Do you know the difference between British and English at this point?
What's this?
Never mind.
All right. Do you have anything to add about Sainsbury's?
Yeah, I would say it's like a conventional grocery store, but they were all UK brands. Like I
Right.
feel like if you go into a US convenience store, they might not all be US brands. And it was very British. Even the plant-based food was very British. It was like aged cheddar cheese, but it was plant-based.
I like to go to Sainsbury's for all the standard candy to go get, or Tesco for all the standard candy to go get something Cadbury, something Twirl. That's a Kit Kat. Wasn't that Kit Kat next level?
It was unreal.
I will say the sweets here are better
Yeah,
because
the
they
chocolate
have
is
all the
better.
garbage that they put in the United States.
No, this supports your
products.
argument, though, Ray,
It does.
that U.S. stuff is so processed, has so many additives and fillers and disgusting. It's like, sure, a Kit Kat on the streets of L.A. would melt in a second, a UK Kit Kat, but it tastes so much better. I just be licking my hand.
Yeah. My teeth don't hurt after I eat that kind of food for some reason because I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, the chemicals, they're ruining our mouths. It's true.
I'm just
Burning
sitting here
holes.
listening to you guys
Yeah.
talk about this,
Well,
rolling my eyes.
I mean,
It's all good.
there is processed food here, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just made with better ingredients. I was actually struck by a brand I saw at Sainsbury's
which.
called Corn, Quorn.
It's been around for a while.
And yeah, this is the first time seeing it. And
They sell that in the U.S., you know that.
Yeah.
Do they really?
They
Yes,
do.
it's a big brand in the U.S.
Well, I have never
Corn's a
seen
significant
picnic
brand.
eggs, plant-based picnic eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so picnic eggs are apparently eggs or hard-boiled eggs that are covered in fried sausage. Is that right?
Get in.
I
Do you think I eat this
is it like
stuff?
it's like a Scottish egg, right?
Is it like a Scotch egg?
I don't know.
Yeah, a Scotch egg.
So this is like a British thing.
Yeah, so I think I saw a few of these things out there. I saw there was a a plant-based fish sticks brand as well. I thought to tag Jacqui on that because I know you were, at least when you were a kid, you used to
Love
indulge
fish
in the
sticks.
fish sticks. And now that you partake in a lot of plant-based stuff, it might be talking to you. But then I was thinking, fishless fish sticks. I don't know. I can't say that that's
I
something.
mean, don't you
Yeah.
like sushi?
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything?
Don't you eat a little imitation crab
Yeah,
now
like
and then?
California rolls.
No. I don't eat. I
No,
don't
you're
eat California
purist?
rolls. No, don't do that stuff. No, that's disgusting. Yeah.
Jacqui was tempted by the dark side though the other day at we stopped by St. John.
I might have sampled some meats.
Yes.
For the dead.
What is St. John?
It's a very
Restaurant?
fancy restaurant
No.
that is, what is it?
It's nose to tail eating.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Fergus Henderson's restaurant, and it is magic.
And I tried ox heart, which was actually pretty tasty.
You should
So
have
if I'm going to eat meat, I'm going to go all
Just
in.
picture you eating a raw ox heart.
You should have
That's what I
seen.
imagined. It was just like a still
She thought it was
going to
be like
heart.
Temple of Doom, where I just
Yeah.
reached into the cow and
Feel
pulled out
bad
the
for
heart and
anyone that might
Jacqui,
be
eat
eating
this.
lunch or something when they listen to
Sorry.
this.
No, it's like
Well-
a little. It's kind of like a little steak.
Yeah, it's steak.
So good.
Well, the question is, did you get sick afterwards? I think no. I would have thought that eating meat
she
for the
lifted
first
me up
time
over
in-
her head.
for the first time in like, what was it, 7 years?
Yeah, I haven't eaten meat in a very long time, many, many years. And I don't know, anything I eat in Europe or not in the US for some reason, I'm like, fine. I eat bread, I drink milk.
Yeah.
I think again, it's not processed and it's better quality. So your body just sucks it up rather than rejects it.
Maybe it has something to do with all those juice shots we were drinking. We're drinking a
Ooh,
lot of
yes.
Moju
Oh,
drinks,
yeah.
juice shots. Rich Goldsmith,
Rich Goldsmith.
very kind fellow who is the founder of the company. It was actually speaking at the Cheers the Drink Summit event that we went to on Tuesday, and he gave a great presentation. I was really surprised and excited to see their flasks of turmeric shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they seem to have in a lot of stores around here. They were in Sainsbury's, they were in Whole Foods. I actually didn't buy one of these, but I think I'm going to
all
buy
bought
one
the
for
shots,
the
though.
way home. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all bought the little shots. The
Yeah.
mango one was incredible.
Yeah, it was really, really
Side
tasty.
note, he said that a lot of people are stealing those from retailers thinking they're alcohol.
Oh.
The juice shots?
Or the flasks.
The
Oh,
flask.
the flasks. The flasks. I think I saw, wasn't there
There
like
were stickers on it
Yeah, there
for,
were
like,
some sort of
security
like,
things,
security
yeah.
stickers on them. Okay, that makes sense.
It's
Also,
just beginning the path to sobriety for so many people.
yeah. I also drank a blue drink. So listeners might be surprised to hear
What?
that. Yes, Innocent Drinks, which is a maker of cold pressed juice. They make a Bolt from the Blue product. This one has guava, lime, apple, coconut water, blue spirulina, and vitamins. It's quite good. Quite good. At Whole Foods was our next stop after Sainsbury's. Actually, I take that back. It was a place called Club Soda. Club Soda is a tasting room and shop for mindful drinking, i.e., non-alcoholic beer, wine, and spirits.
And some
Founded,
low
founded
alc,
by
too.
a woman called
Oh, they have low alc too?
They have
called
some low
Laura,
alc.
Laura Willoughby, who she's in. We tried to reach out to her to get her to come to the events. She's in Berlin, unfortunately, right now. But hopefully, we'll get a chance to hook up with her at some point. I mean, what a place!
Well, the best part about that place is that they had a bar in the back.
Yeah. that
I mean,
really
it was
cool.
a place, and they had a couple tables in the front too. So
For tasting,
yeah, if you wanted to just hang out and crack open a can or a bottle, they had that available. And I think that, there was a slight upcharge if you wanted to like consume it on premise.
it
But
says try before you buy outside.
yeah, but I love the fact that it was a place for social gathering, if that's a term, and as well as one where you could go and shop. I think like that is the kind of thing that might be missing from the U.S. based non-alc stores.
Before we came here, I stopped for a quick decompress, and I got something from Ish, and
And what is this?
Ish is a maker, a Danish maker of non-alc cocktails, and we had the Paloma, and John and I both had the Spritz, and the Paloma just blew me away. The smoke, the taste, it's so close to having an alcohol burn. It was pretty scary, and no impact, no alcohol, and then I also had the Spritz, which was phenomenal.
Now, a product that I saw at Whole Foods, they may have already had this also at Club Soda, was a brand called The Root Co. And they had this ginger kick in a can. It describes it as a cold pressed from East African ginger drink. And it is just striking. I feel like this was a theme across the board among a lot of the products that I picked up and saw, is that they had this beautiful, current, trendy, package design, but also in a very British way. Like this is it's kind of weird. I don't feel like I would see this type of package design in the United States, or this label design at
The
least. And it's
can
beautiful.
feels a bit like sandpaper.
A lot of the cans here,
Yeah.
these small sort of the squatter cans, they all have that texture of like sandpaper. I'm not sure, they must be all canning at the same place. A lot of the ready to drink cocktails are in the same way.
Yeah, there was even a line of canned cocktails called Vacay, and it's this like British soldier sitting in like a inflatable like tube, and it's just like fun and playful. A lot of the branding that we're seeing is like very modern, but also very fun.
Yeah.
And like there's like a sense of humor there.
Totally, it's that British irony. Yeah, I was actually struck by, and there's not a lot of them, but the magnesium waters that I saw at Whole Foods. Now, magnesium, obviously a hot trend, or at least a in-demand ingredient in the United States, but typically I'm seeing it in supplement form or powder form. But there were two ready-to-drink offerings that I saw at Whole Foods. One is called O, as in OHMG. It's a sparkling magnesium water.
Speaking
another
of humor, OMG.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that one.
And the other one is from a brand called Better You, and it's just describes it as magnesium water, and this was an energy variety that I took a photo of. And then, of course, Trip. Trip markets products made with better for you and botanical ingredients and adaptogens. The one I have in my hand right now is their Mindful blend made with magnesium, ashwagandha, and lion's mane. This one is a blood orange and rosemary flavor. It's delicious. I'm kind of curious why we haven't seen magnesium water RTDs in the United States, and they already have them here.
We have.
Have we?
There's a
Seen a
couple.
couple.
Well, we know one company that's going to do it. We won't say it yet, but
But anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting to see that because, again, us crazy, stupid, and bullheaded Americans think that we start everything. we lead all the trends here. But
no, the non-alc trend is certainly led by the UK. The non-alc stuff here is a little bit ahead of what we have now. We're catching up. I think there's a lot of great offerings now between Little Saints and Bon Buzz and Gia and Dessois or Dessoy or however you like to say that. Dessois.
Well, the bottled water market is also quite different outside the U.S. in terms of like mineral content, and consumers are a little more maybe accepting and wanting that type of stuff than what you see in the U.S. too. So that could be part of it.
Yeah, I stopped in Prague on the way over here, and they had magnesium waters too, and they led with it, which was interesting. It's like mineral water, and because you expect mineral water, let's just add some magnesium and add that functionality, whereas I feel like magnesium might be just like a ingredient in some of the beverages in the United States, but not like the main front and center ingredient.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see that in the United States, where there are brands that lead with magnesium. Is that the best marketing strategy? Is that the best brand strategy? Probably not. But yeah, I was a little surprised to see that. Also, seeing a lot of soups as beverages. Back in the day when Tio Gazpacho caught everyone's interest.
Kettle on Fire.
But I think we kind of stopped. There's not many of these. There's not many of these drinkable or bottled soups in the U.S. market, at least not ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
And this one that I saw at Whole Foods was Re-Nourish, the brand called Nourish, and this is their digest variety that I'm looking at my phone. I don't
Is that
have it in
carrot
front of me.
ginger?
And they have a roasted carrot ginger variety. Looked really, really
They had
good.
a mushroom one too. I
Yeah.
mean, that might also be a British thing. Like it gets cold and gloomy, and there's a lot of hearty soups and things that people are eating. So
Yeah.
maybe they're more likely to, pull a bottled soup off the self than like someone in the United States.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Before the Cheers event, I stopped by a specialty food store called the Passage Pantry. If you have an opportunity to go, what neighborhood is that? Where were we yesterday? And at the London Design Center.
Like
We'll just
North-
call it
North
the
London, baby.
North. Oh, it's North
North
London.
London.
Okay, North London.
Yeah, you can say it's Angel.
Angel. Okay, Angel or North London. Either way, that's where we were. This place was awesome. This place had a ton of products and ready-to-drink cocktails in particular that I was in love with, including a brand called Brink. They had this Negroni in an orange can. Great branding, described as a bittersweet Italian aperitivo. That's what it is. But you know what? This is going to blow your mind. I did not realize that this product that I bought was a non-alcoholic cocktail. I'm seeing it for the first time on the bottom of the can. I don't believe this.
You just realized, right?
Yes,
The second.
and-
I
yes,
saw-
and
I
the
saw it
founder of-
immediately.
The founder
I
of
was
Brink
like-
reached out on Instagram. Was like, "Oh, I'm going to come tonight to the Trip event." I'm like,
Awesome. I can't wait to try that.
I'm like, I'm like, you know what? This is a really good product. I just didn't feel anything.
Was it that good?
It's really. I have to admit, I haven't tried it yet. It's in my fridge.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can pass it along if you want to.
No, I'm still going to drink it. It's just, anyway.
I wouldn't give it to you, Mike. Are you
Yeah.
crazy?
The White Box cocktail, folks, who we've talked about on the podcast before, they came out with a classic Cosmo. I haven't seen this product before. Beautiful. Looks a lot like that sort of 60s vibe of, I want to say like, not like that LSD kind of thing, but it just has,
Austin Powers.
yeah, it's Austin Powers ish.
Yeah.
Really beautiful
Adjacent.
branding.
It's Austin Powers adjacent. It's aesthetic.
Are you a Cosmo consumer, John?
Are you a cock?
No.
It's like me asking, are you an MLS fan, Ray?
Wow.
Is it really that?
Yes.
That drastic?
It's kind of offensive.
That's like the Sex in the City drink, right? You know, that's like basic.
It is.
I
but-
mean, when I
so if someone
cuddle
had,
up on my couch for some Sex in the City, every Friday night, I do have a Cosmo.
you pull out a white box and
And
cocktails.
maybe a appletini, isn't that? Maybe? Anyway, come on, Ray.
Come on, you can't compare Cosmo and an appletini. Those are two different.
Just
Okay.
did. He
Say
just,
so.
he
I feel like you're
just did.
Did.
Just
All
did,
right.
Ray.
Another product that I saw at the Passage Pantry was one that's following in the footsteps of better-for-you soda brands like Olipop and Poppy. This one's called Living Things. It's described as an all-natural soda, has a functional benefit of gut health. It's described as gut healthy, low in sugar. This watermelon and lime variety looks amazing. I can't tell if it's a real watermelon on the front, but it looks really delicious.
Our dear friend Lexi Forrester, who used to be with Minor Figures, reached out to Jacqui and I, and we're going to meet with the founder tomorrow. So really looking forward to that. Yeah,
Chill.
just to get the whole flight and the story. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Another brand that kind of piqued my interest was one called Fibe, F-I-B-E.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of the founders spoke at the Cheers event, and I was actually kind of surprised that we're not seeing as many fiber-centric beverage brands in the U.S. as well. Now, this was a one of one. There weren't a lot of these out there, but they made it look so delicious. They made it look like a really delicious and refreshing beverage. This is their fruit punch variety.
We are, but they just don't call it fiber.
But
They
which
call
one?
it
They
call it
prebiotic.
Prebiotic. They focus on gut health.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, it's easier for people to understand what fiber is, mainstream consumers, than it is prebiotics or
like.
but
Fiber
the pro-
isn't as sexy.
The problem is, it sounds like you're having a Geritol or something like that. It sounds like it's for
boomers. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I think that's an easier sell than prebiotics and probiotics.
It used to be, and now now the younger generation knows what a prebiotic
Do they?
is. And yeah, they know what it is. They know it's good for gut health. They know that it's fiber,
Yeah.
and so they want that. They don't want fiber,
Okay,
even
fair
though
enough,
it's
fair
fiber.
enough.
They don't want to hear fiber.
Yeah.
That's what Grandma says.
Yeah, well, this one describes also a happy gut, a happy day. That's their tagline, I believe. And I love the branding, and I love the fact that it's a fruit punch. It makes it feel a lot more accessible and interesting than.
But
a lot
what
of
is
the other-
fruit
Yeah.
punch, though? That's the problem with fruit punch. That we've talked about this before too.
Mystery juice.
You don't like
Mystery
fruit punch?
juice. Well, we love fruit punch, but we
Yeah.
just don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one knows what fruit is fruit punch.
But it is cool to see like a lot of like gut health beverages having fun with it. Like we also talked to Belly Dance at the summit, and
Yeah.
they're doing something really fun with kefir soda, and they're just focused on fun branding and keeping it simple. you
They have
know?
their little belly buttons everywhere, and they had Jacqui was like obsessed with the belly
They're
button
on her
logo.
nails.
It
Yeah.
was really cool. Another one that we saw, we've seen in the shops in Whole Foods at the event, and then also got to talk to the founder. V Cutting is Feisty. Did you try Feisty?
Yeah.
It's a soda with 10 grams of protein, and that was pretty interesting. Like, it had all the great cues, cool branding, all that stuff, and the differentiators. Just there's the protein. Just trying to, it's like for pre and post run or something along those lines.
Yeah,
Very
again,
beneficial.
I think a protein soda or a protein water are things that we've seen in the American market, maybe with not a ton of success, but the branding on this is great.
Top class, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it has that vertical logo, which I know you're not necessarily a fan of.
I told
but-
her she did. She I showed her barcode where I was like, hey, barcode's done everything, quote, wrong, but it looks amazing. And I felt like she took all of the advice that I would have given her, did the opposite, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, it looks, I mean, it's very clear what this is.
Yeah.
It's protein soda is the second largest font there. 12 grams of plant-powered protein or plant-based protein. You know what you're getting. Flavor-wise, it's a little hard to see. White peach and ginger. But I didn't get
the
a chance to
hero
try this.
isn't
It
the
looks great.
flavor in this. The
No.
hero is protein. So
For sure.
it's the protein, and then the color's supposed to give you the flavor cue. And there are interesting flavors like Sicilian lemon and lime, and sour cherry, and black currant, and some other just interesting flavors.
But to that, I would say for a protein soda, because you think inherently that's not going to taste great,
Right.
you want to make sure that the flavor is something that you'd want.
Right.
So,
because it's pea protein, and pea protein doesn't taste great, but she's done a great job of masking the pea protein. It tastes great warm, but it tastes better cold.
yeah, absolutely. A lot more from our retail travels. We'll throw some gems in there into the show notes. But got to talk about that really fun event last night at the Lucky Saint Pub. Huge thanks to Luke Bose and the team who really took good care of us and all the attendees. It was awesome to sit down with Jack Scott, who's one of the co-founders of Dash, and Catherine Bricken, who is the founder and CEO of Dolicious. Just sat down with each of them for 15 minutes and chatted about their respective forays or their brand's respective forays into the United States market. In the case of Dash, they dipped their toe in the water and have since pulled back. In the case of Catherine and Dolicious, they're full steam ahead, national at Whole Foods, national at Target. And so we're going to be posting both interviews in a future episode or future episodes of Taste Radio. Really, really interesting to listen to their respective strategies as it relates to international expansion.
Well, first, Ray, you did, as always, a top-class job with the interviews.
Well, I appreciate that.
And
Thank you.
I think it's interesting because we haven't seen a lot of these folks in real life for a long time, and we keep track of them on Instagram and talk to them. But it just feels a lot like a family gathering when we get together with the UK community. And I had to say I was a little bit emotional because I've got a special connection to Lucky Saint, and Luke and Emma and Sophie and Kevin and Nathan just went over the top to make that an incredible event. And I'm just so grateful for their partnership and for the Lucky Saint's products, and just it's a special brand, and we'll always have that connection to them. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, and more coming from Lucky Saint. I sat down with Luke Bose, who again is the founder of Lucky Saint, for an interview that we're going to be featuring in a future episode of Taste Radio. Stay tuned for that. I'll also be sitting down with Olivia Ferdy, who is one of the co-founders of Trip. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. We're going to be chatting with her a little bit tonight as well. But a lot of content coming your way about how these brands are building here in the UK and beyond, and what makes them successful in this country and whether or not it can be replicated overseas. I think in either case, there's going to be a lot of really great insights that our audience will be able to incorporate into their business strategies as it relates to package design, new product development, team building, etc. So I'm really glad I'm here.
Yeah, it's always, I think, always interesting just to look at, another market that on the surface appears to be somewhat similar to the U.S. market, but of course has a lot of nuanced differences. But I do think there are things over here that for sure become use for inspiration for brands in other countries. So, I think it's always worth listeners, taking a look at that, just for, again, some outside inspiration, if nothing else.
Yeah. And I would also say that, when it comes to the UK, I keep hearing the same theme about the US for founders and brands who want to come stateside. They're like, you guys are crazy. That whole country's just moving too fast. Everyone's wild. Everyone's out of their mind. Everyone's flying by the seat of their pants.
Yeah.
But
And
too complicated.
Everyone's kind of chill here and just
it's
like
interesting
relaxed.
because
I haven't been honked at once.
there are some expats who have come here to create brands. For instance, Brittany Buckle, who had a company called Buff Bake, and exited that company, and now has I know you guys didn't get to try because I ate it all, but there's some coming to the office. There's she's created a brand called Knack Snacks, and they're these tiny, almost like air puffs of chocolate and birthday cake flavor, and they are insanely good. 150 calories, protein, unbelievable snack. And it was just great to see Brittany. Haven't heard from her in years, and just serendipitously there she is at the Cheers the Drink Summit, and we got to catch up, and that was wonderful. What a great time this has been.
Yeah. 2.5 days, 2.5 weeks, and 2.5 days is
It
probably
seems
what
like
it is. Yeah.
Backing it in.
2.5 weeks of memories.
Yes.
In 2 days.
Well, I hope we see a lot of the folks that we met here at BevNet Live, Nosh Live, and Brewbound Live, which are coming up faster than we think. Less than 2 months for all of those events. Early registration still available, Jacqui?
It's ending next Friday. So
Next Friday,
We only
okay.
have a week to save.
See, we think
I
it's a
almost said a
month.
month. Like
Yeah.
time is
In London
irrelevant right
time,
now.
it's a month.
It's gonna speed up. So
Yeah.
just buy your ticket.
I mean, this is the thing. I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast. If you're going to go, and you know you're going to go, buy tickets now so you can save money. And I'm sure someone's going to be like, well, why can't I save money, when the day of the event or a couple of weeks before the event and stuff? It's because we have to plan.
Yeah.
We have a lot to plan. We have to know how many chairs to order. We have to know how much food to order, how much drinks to get and stuff like that. And so it just helps us know who's coming.
Yeah. Beyond that, the hotel room block is already
Exactly.
filling up. We already have spots filling up for our one-to-one retail meetings. So it's just beneficial in general to register early.
Easy way to do so, go to BevNET.com/events. You can find registration links for all 3 events right there. Nice and easy.
If you know the event you want to go to, just go to theeventlive.com, BevNetLive.com, NoshLive.com, BrewboundLive.com.
We have those?
We've got
We've got 'em.
we have bundles.
You want a URL? We got it.
You got.
I can make it happen.
We got it.
How about RayLatifLive.com?
If you want
Can we get that one?
We can do it.
Yeah, I like that.
We're not doing that.
That'll be like a little side thing. I'll do it on the Santa Monica bus.
The thing about Jacqui is
come
like
out to Ray Latif Live.
That's pretty much what we're doing today, right?
Jacqui will have that done in like 5 minutes, and I won't know about it. And the next thing you know, RayLatifLive.com.
What's going on out there? Is that Ray on the Ferris wheel doing a live podcast recording?
Why is he strapped to the
Let's
Ferris
just
wheel?
start a Euro trip. Let's head over to the Eiffel Tower real quick.
Oh,
Do some
boy.
live
Okay.
recording.
Why is
Now you're
Mike yelling
talking
at him with a bullhorn?
All right. Well, we'll wrap up there. But I just want to say once again, it's been really fun being here, and kudos to all the London and UK and European-based founders that we've met just over the past 2.5 days. I know we're going to meet some more over the next couple of days as well. And it's been just a thrill to sit down with you, talk about your brands. And we want to help you scale your brands and help you build your brands, especially if you're thinking about coming to the U.S. market. If you want to connect, there are a lot of ways to do so. Probably the easiest way is just send us a note to ask@tasteradio.com. Connect with us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. But yeah, let's stay in touch for sure.